everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a productivity breakthrough. But here's the thing, it's not some flashy new app. Nope, it's actually a small, kind of technical change under the hood that completely unlocks how you get work done. Let's get into it. So let me ask you something. Think about your day-to-day work on the computer. Does it feel smooth and effortless? Or, if you're being honest, does it feel like you're just constantly shuttling information back and forth between different tools? You know, that constant digital friction? It's a huge hidden time waster, and it's the exact problem we're going to solve today. Okay, so let's just call this what it is, the app overload problem. We've got all these amazing, specialized apps for everything, which is great, but it also creates this massive headache of trying to get them all to work together. It all starts here, right? Just this endless sea of browser tabs. Every single one is its own little island of information, and you're the one who has to sail between them all day long. And all those tabs, they lead to this. The soul-crushing cycle of copy, switch window, paste, lather, rinse, repeat. Just trying to keep everything in sync feels like a full-time job. I'm sure this list looks painfully familiar. We call it the digital grind. It's all the manual labor we do for our apps. Things like exporting a CSV file here to import it over there, or manually updating a project board and then jumping into Slack to tell everyone you updated it. Or my favorite, retyping a new sales lead into your CRM. This is all busy work that honestly just shouldn't exist anymore. Now, for years, the best answer to this mess was to try and build a bridge between these app islands. And for a whole lot of people, that bridge was an automation platform like Zapier. And these platforms are genuinely amazing. They're kind of like a universal translator for the internet. The cool part is you don't need to write a single line of code. You can connect like over 5,000 different apps, from your project manager to your calendar to your email, and you can finally make them talk to each other. The whole thing works on a really simple but super powerful idea. If this happens, then do that. So a new note gets created, that's your trigger. And then boom, a new bullet point automatically appears in another app. That's the action. This was a huge leap forward. But there was a catch, a little hiccup in the system that kept it from feeling truly magical. On a lot of plans, these automations just weren't instant. The platform would only check for new information every 5 or even 15 minutes. And that delay, it's called polling, meant you were always kind of waiting. All right, so where does that leave us? Well, on the other side of the equation, you got a tool like Notion, which came along with this big promise to solve app overload by just becoming the one central place for absolutely everything. Notion's real superpower is that it's designed to be this all-in-one workspace. It's not just a blank page, it's more like a container. You can drop in live Miro boards, Google Docs, your latest Figma designs. I mean, content from over 1,900 different places can live right inside a Notion page. So all your context is finally in one place. And here's where we hit a wall. You've got this incredible central hub in Notion, but when you try to connect it to your other apps using those older automation methods, you slam right back into that 15-minute delay. The dream of a totally seamless real-time system was still just out of reach. Until now. Because a recent update quietly rolled out a new feature that completely, and I mean completely, changes the game. This is the moment where everything finally becomes instant. So the tech behind this is called a webhook. But don't worry, you don't need to be a developer to get this. All a webhook is really is a way for one app to send a direct, instant message to another app the second something happens. No more waiting, no more checking, just instant communication. Look, here's the best way to think about it. The old way, polling, that's like walking out to your mailbox every 15 minutes to see if the mail has come yet. The new way, with webhooks, is like getting that notification on your phone the exact second a package is dropped at your door. See the difference? It's the difference between waiting around and knowing instantly. When this feature landed, Notion expert Dmitry Panishi immediately saw what a big deal it was. He called it groundbreaking. And he is absolutely right, because this shifts Notion from being just a passive place to store information to being an active command center for your entire digital world. So, what does this actually mean for you? What kind of cool stuff can you do now? Let's walk through a couple of real-world examples of the workflows that are suddenly possible in an instant. Okay, imagine this. You're in a meeting and you jot down a brilliant idea for some content. Before, you'd have to go manually create all the tasks and folders later. Now, you just click one button inside your Notion meeting notes. Instantly, a webhook fires off. It automatically creates 3 different items on your content calendar, spins up a new Google Drive folder for all the assets, and even assigns out all the subtasks. We're talking about a dozen manual steps, all done in one click. Or how about invoicing? We all know that's a manual, tedious process. Well, now you can have a button right on a client's project page in Notion. You click it, and a webhook instantly generates an invoice in Stripe, emails it to the client, pings them on Slack, and then, and this is the magic part, it copies the invoice ID and the payment URL right back into the Notion page for your records. It's a perfect, automated, closed loop. So why does any of this matter? Well, for people who are actually building out these kinds of systems, the impact is massive. This isn't just about saving a few seconds here and there. It's about completely eliminating whole categories of boring manual work. We're talking about saving hours every single week.
And that brings us to what I think is the most important idea here. This breakthrough isn't just about making automations faster, it actually represents a huge shift in how we can think about all our digital tools.
So here's the big takeaway. We are finally moving beyond this world of disconnected apps. With instant automation that you can trigger from a central hub like Notion, you're not just using a bunch of tools anymore. You are now the architect of a single, cohesive system that works exactly the way you want it to, all in real time. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Now that you can connect pretty much any action you take to an instant automated workflow, what's the very first, tedious, repetitive, copy-paste task that you are going to eliminate forever?